Economic Sustainability in Tourism, Financing and Investment. This session, presented by Isabel Contreras Ocana and Alicia Rodamarillo in collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce of Granada, delves into the crucial role of financing and investment in fostering sustainable tourism. Tourism has the power to drive economic growth, preserve natural resources, and enhance community well-being. However, achieving these outcomes requires thoughtful investment and strategic financial support. Sustainable tourism projects need funding to develop eco-friendly infrastructure, conserve ecosystems, and promote inclusive community initiatives. In this presentation, we will explore the diverse sources of financing, from public funds and international organizations to private investment and crowdfunding. We'll also discuss the types of investments that make tourism more sustainable, including green infrastructure, education, and technological innovation. By the end of this session, you will understand how financial strategies can create long-lasting benefits for destinations, communities, and the environment. Financing and investment in sustainable tourism. Objective of the topic: to understand the financing methods and investment options that support the development of sustainable tourism projects, to analyze strategies to ensure that investments promote a positive and durable impact on tourist destinations. 1. Why is financing important for sustainable tourism? Financing allows the development of tourism projects that protect the environment, support local communities, and enhance the visitor experience. Investing in sustainable tourism seeks not only to generate revenue, but also to ensure that this revenue is maintained in the long term without harming the environment or local communities. Sources of financing for sustainable tourism. The main sources of financing for sustainable tourism come from a variety of public and private entities, both national and international. These funding sources are designed to support projects that promote environmental conservation, local economic development, and social inclusion, ensuring that tourism develops responsibly and sustainably. Below are the primary funding sources. National and regional public funds. Governments allocate public budgets to finance sustainable tourism initiatives at both national and local levels. These funds may support projects in green infrastructure, such as improving accessibility and sustainability in tourist destinations, protecting natural and cultural heritage, and promoting training in responsible tourism practices. Examples include grants from national tourism ministries or regional funds like the European Regional Development Fund, ERDF, which supports sustainable initiatives across EU regions. European Union funds. The European Union provides various funding streams for sustainable tourism through specific programs like the LIFE program for environmental and climate action, Horizon Europe for research and innovation in sustainability, and the European Agricultural Fund for Rural Development, EARD, which finances sustainable tourism projects in rural areas. Additionally, the European Social Fund, ESF, can fund projects that promote training and social inclusion in sustainable tourism destinations. Private investment in tourism businesses. The private sector plays a crucial role in financing sustainable tourism. Many tourism companies, particularly in hospitality, transportation, and travel agencies, have started investing in sustainable practices to improve their competitiveness and reputation. This includes funding for energy efficiency projects, sustainable waste management, and sustainability certifications. Large hotel chains and tour operators also invest in sustainable destinations as part of their corporate social responsibility, CSR. International financing and multilateral organizations. International organizations such as the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Tourism Organization, UNWTO, offer funding for sustainable tourism development projects, especially in developing countries. These organizations also provide technical assistance and training to implement sustainable policies and projects. In addition, institutions like the Green Climate Fund finance projects linking tourism with climate action. Philanthropic funds and NGOs, non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and private foundations are also significant sources of funding for sustainable tourism projects. These organizations often support projects that promote environmental conservation, ecotourism, education, and social inclusion in tourist destinations. Examples include the Biodiversity Investment Fund or the Nature Protection Fund, which finance initiatives that integrate sustainability into tourism development. Crowdfunding and collective financing. In recent years, crowdfunding has emerged as an innovative tool for financing sustainable tourism projects. Platforms like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or GoFundMe allow tourism entrepreneurs to raise funds directly from people interested in supporting eco-friendly and sustainable initiatives, such as developing eco-lodges or environmentally friendly tourism experiences. Tax incentives and benefits. Some governments offer tax incentives to tourism businesses that adopt sustainable practices. These incentives may include tax deductions for investments in renewable energy, energy efficiency improvements in buildings, or implementing waste management and recycling programs. These incentives help reduce costs for tourism businesses that aim to align with sustainable tourism principles. These financing sources provide a wide range of options to support the development and implementation of sustainable tourism projects, from environmental protection to strengthening local economies and improving the quality of life in host communities. 3. Types of investment in sustainable tourism projects. The main types of investment in sustainable tourism projects cover a wide range of areas that aim to balance economic development with environmental protection and social inclusion. These types of investment focus on improving the sustainability of tourist destinations, infrastructure, and sector practices, as well as creating economic opportunities for local communities. The main types of investment are detailed below. Investment in sustainable infrastructure. This investment involves the development of infrastructure that minimizes environmental impact and supports responsible tourism. Examples include eco-friendly accommodations, hotels and resorts adopting sustainable practices such as renewable energy use, energy efficiency, water management, and waste reduction. Sustainable transportation. Investment in green public transportation infrastructure, such as electric buses or sustainable train systems, to reduce the carbon footprint of tourism transport. Eco-accessibility. Creation of accessible tourist routes for people with reduced mobility, using sustainable materials and promoting the use of non-polluting transport options like bicycles or electric vehicles. Investment in environmental conservation and ecosystem management. These projects aim to protect the natural resources that attract tourists and ensure their long-term conservation. Investments include ecosystem restoration. Projects to restore degraded areas such as beaches, forests, or wetlands, which are valuable for ecotourism. Protected areas. Investment in the creation and management of national parks, nature reserves, and other protected areas that support sustainable tourism while preserving biodiversity. Waste management strategies. Implementation of recycling systems, plastic reduction, and efficient waste management in tourist destinations to minimize environmental impact. Investment in rural and community tourism. Promoting tourism in rural or less developed areas to generate direct benefits for local communities and support cultural and environmental conservation. Examples include custom projects, investments in nature-focused tourism activities such as hiking, birdwatching, or sustainable farm tourism that help conserve landscapes and promote local development. Development of rural infrastructure, creating rural accommodations, interpretation centers, trails, and other services to facilitate access to less visited destinations. Community tourism enterprises, supporting initiatives where local communities directly manage tourism activities, ensuring equitable benefit distribution and respect for local traditions. Investment in sustainability education and training. Training is essential to ensure that tourism operators and local communities adopt sustainable practices. Investments in this area include training for tourism entrepreneurs, programs that teach tourism businesses to adopt sustainable practices such as energy efficiency, waste management, or ecotourism. Tourist education, investments in awareness campaigns to inform tourists about responsible and sustainable behaviors, such as wildlife protection and respect for local customs. O. Development of educational resources, materials and programs that educate about the environmental impact of tourism and promote responsible alternatives. Investment in technological innovation and sustainability. Technology plays a crucial role in improving sustainability in tourism. Investments include clean technologies, implementation of renewable energy technologies such as solar panels or wind turbines to reduce the carbon footprint in tourist destinations. Smart management systems, use of technology platforms to manage tourist flows, reservations, carbon footprint tracking, and resource optimization, such as water and energy. Environmental monitoring, investment in technologies that enable real-time monitoring of tourism's environmental impact, such as air quality control systems, sensors to monitor wildlife behavior, or waste management platforms. Investment in certifications and corporate sustainability. Tourism businesses are also investing in obtaining sustainability certifications, such as Green Globe, EarthCheck, or Sustainable Tourism Certification, to demonstrate their commitment to responsible practices. These certifications often require investments in infrastructure, training, emissions reduction, and operational efficiency improvements. Investment in promoting responsible tourism. This investment seeks to change the way tourists consume services and activities. It involves creating marketing campaigns and partnerships with tour operators to promote destinations that implement sustainable practices, such as low-impact tourism and ecotourism. These types of investment are essential to ensure that tourism not only generates revenue, but also serves as a driver for environmental preservation, social inclusion, and long-term sustainable economic development. 4 examples of public financing programs for sustainable tourism. Green Climate Fund, GCF. This fund finances projects that help reduce the impact of climate change on tourist destinations. The Green Climate Fund, GCF, is an international initiative created under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, to fund projects and programs that assist developing countries in mitigating the effects of climate change and adapting to its impacts. Its main objective is to mobilize both public and private financial resources to support a low-carbon and climate-resilient development transition. Through the GCF, funds are provided for projects in key sectors such as energy, agriculture, ecosystems, and tourism, promoting the implementation of sustainable practices within these sectors. The GCF supports sustainable tourism projects aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions, improving energy efficiency, and promoting ecotourism. These projects can include the conservation of natural ecosystems, the development of eco-friendly tourism infrastructure, and the integration of sustainability in tourism activities. Additionally, the GCF helps increase the resilience of communities and ecosystems vulnerable to climate change by financing nature-based solutions and responsible tourism, especially in regions that rely on their natural heritage as an economic driver. EU Green Tourism Financing Programme. This is a European Union initiative aimed at promoting sustainable and environmentally friendly tourism in EU member states. Through this program, the EU funds projects that encourage environmental conservation, efficient use of resources, and the integration of sustainable practices in the tourism sector. This program is designed to support tourism businesses, destinations, and local authorities in their transition to a greener tourism model, contributing to carbon footprint reduction and strengthening competitiveness in the global sustainable tourism market. Examples of the EU Green Tourism Financing Program's applications include projects that develop eco-friendly tourism infrastructure, such as accommodations powered by renewable energy or sustainable mobility initiatives in tourist destinations. A concrete example is the European Destinations of Excellence (EDEN) project, which funds sustainable tourist destinations in Europe, promoting ecotourism and biodiversity preservation. Another example is the Green Hotels Project, which supports hotel chains in adopting sustainable practices like waste reduction, water and energy savings, and improving operational efficiency. On a national level, many countries also have public funds that finance sustainable tourism initiatives. For instance, in Spain, the Spanish Tourism Institute, Tourespa, and the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, and Tourism offer grants and subsidies for tourism projects promoting sustainability. These funds are allocated to creating responsible tourism destinations, improving eco-friendly infrastructure, and promoting environmentally friendly activities like ecotourism and rural tourism. Additionally, they are often combined with training programs for local tourism businesses on sustainable practices. Examples of private financing programs for sustainable tourism. There is various private financing programs dedicated to sustainable tourism, managed by companies, foundations, and investment banks, aiming to promote environmentally responsible practices. These private funds seek to facilitate the transition to a greener tourism model, supporting both entrepreneurs and large tourism companies. Some key examples are described below. One of the most prominent examples is the Sustainable Tourism Investment Fund by Booking.com. This initiative, launched by the popular online booking platform, aims to finance projects promoting ecotourism and sustainability in tourist destinations. The funding focuses on helping accommodations adopt responsible practices such as energy efficiency, waste reduction, and the implementation of conservation policies. Through this fund, Booking.com supports small and medium-sized tourism businesses that wish to integrate sustainability into their daily operations. Another example of private financing is the Tourism for Tomorrow program by TUI Group, a major player in the tourism sector. This program provides financial support and advice services to tourism businesses committed to sustainable development. Projects funded by this program include initiatives that promote responsible tourism, biodiversity protection, and support for local communities. TUI also awards annual prizes to destinations and tourism businesses that stand out for their sustainability efforts, which encourages other entities to follow similar models. The Green Investment Group GIG, a subsidiary of Macquarie Group, is another example of private financing that supports sustainable tourism projects. Through this group, eco-friendly tourism infrastructure projects such as green theme parks and low-carbon accommodations receive funding. The GIG aims to invest in projects offering innovative sustainability solutions, including the use of renewable energy and the integration of clean technologies within the tourism sector. Finally, private foundations such as the Inter-American Development Bank (IDB) Foundation also fund sustainable tourism projects, particularly in Latin America and the Caribbean. Through its programs, the foundation finances initiatives that promote ecotourism and environmental conservation in destinations that rely on tourism for their economic development. The foundation supports projects that improve sustainable tourism infrastructure, promote ecosystem conservation, and encourage community-based tourism in rural areas, helping to distribute the benefits of tourism more equitably. These private financing programs play a crucial role in promoting more sustainable tourism, helping tourism businesses and destinations adopt responsible practices that benefit both the environment and local communities. Sustainable tourism financing and investment are essential for ensuring long-term benefits for destinations, communities, and the environment. By combining diverse funding sources with targeted investments, we can support eco-friendly infrastructure and green technologies, conserve natural resources and protect biodiversity, empower local communities through economic opportunities and social inclusion, promote responsible tourism practices that respect culture and the environment. To achieve these goals, collaboration among governments, businesses, international organizations, and communities is key. Investing in sustainable tourism is not just about profitability, it's about creating a resilient, inclusive, and environmentally conscious tourism industry for future generations. Thank you for your time.